The next presentation will be by Svetlana as well. Anthropogenic pollution of the Atlantic waters, fallouts by coastal marine debris in the Franz Josef Land and the Oransky Islands. Chukmasov Pavel should have been the presenter, but Svetlana Artemieva will be the presenter. Yes, unfortunately, Pavel cannot be online. He tried, but he was unsuccessful. I will be the presenter as the co-author, or rather co-presenter of the second presentation. I will try to stay within the 10-minute framework because this was, so to say, a side work, or rather an additional work, which is very important for everyone to have, for everyone to do who go there to the fallout sites, because anthropogenic pollution is a very important factor, especially when we speak about these sites. Speaking about this study, we had three main tasks. First, to register anthropogenic waste. Second, to count it, or rather register, analyze it using international methodology. And third, to assess the capability of using this methodology rather, because this has not been applied to these territories. You know the dates, you know the routes, so I will not go into details here now. So what's the peculiarity of this methodology? This methodology is used to analyze fallout sites in the European Union countries. Our colleagues in the Black Sea use it to analyze the anthropogenic waste, both for Russian sites and other countries. The minimum range, the minimum distance is 100 meters. In some cases, 50 meters. The slope should be from 15 to 45 degrees. It should have an open access to seas. And as far as I know, only the large debris was taken out of the national park, but the small debris was not taken out. And that's why it's very important to take into account that the debris was not removed from the area. During the monitoring, the debris should not affect rare animals and plants. If the beach is littered with garbage, then it should be 2 sites, not 1. And especially taking photos is very important. Pavel was responsible for taking photos. He was very meticulous in taking all the necessary photos of the waste in. If there is an issue, then we took all the garbage from the sites. We did not leave it there. Unfortunately, we were not able to put these sites at all the territories. I will say later why this methodology did not fully comply with what we had to do. It did not suit us perfectly. We were able to do it in 13 islands of 18 spots. As you can see it on the table to the right, we had a number of landings. For the first column, 2, 1, 1, 2. We had a number of sites. We were able, and fortunate, to have 2 landings on Jackson Island. Together with Norway, we were able to visit a historical place on the day when we stayed there for wintering, so it was kind of anniversary. Speaking about the counting, we're able to work with only 5 spots. And I will tell later why exactly on the 5 spots. Here you can see the islands, which I will mention during this study. Now we can see some details. 2 spots on the Jackson Island. We have 2 more spots at the Dead Seal Island and Gooker Island. Speaking about the garbage itself, 81% was different types of plastic, small plastic, some shards and some parts of canisters, of cans, of bottles, and fusion boxes and casks. We had metallic garbage, rubber, and glass was the least found of the different types of garbage. I would like to show you different photos from 4 islands. I think they have the worst situation in terms of garbage. From Big Oransky or Большой Oransky Island, from Dead Seal Islands, and Jackson Islands. The new cloud site on the Jackson Island, which we found, at least previously, we did not see any historical data on it. Turned out it was filled and littered rather with a lot of garbage, and we were really surprised why a lot of plastic accumulated there. You can see walruses being on the hollow side and a lot of different plastic right above them, different cans, canisters, and plastic bags. All that was collected and removed from this territory. After the walruses were tagged, so we did not disturb them only for collecting and removing litter and garbage. Here's an example from Большой Oransky Island, but we can see that a lot of ships and vessels pass this territory, and we can see that a lot of litter can accumulate on this island, but not many people, or rather not many vessels pass Jackson Island, so that's why it's a surprise why a lot of garbage accumulate there. Maybe we should study different streams and analyze the ways garbage comes from. And if we speak about 2 other islands, the Dead Seal Island and Безымянный Island, these are 2 small islands which are part of the Komsomolsky Islands. They had a lot of garbage accumulated. As you can see, there are many plastic bottles. There is a camp near these islands and tourist vessels go by. That's why the load is higher compared to the Jackson Island, for example. There is a Tikhaya Bay near the Dead Seal Island. Russian National Park is there. And there is a meteor station just across the strait near the Bezymyanny Island. Maybe that's why some vessels pass by, and that's why there is an anthropogenic load. There is some rare garbage we could not even allocate it. It's a meteorological probe. We found it on the Yuzhny Goshtetr Island. We can see this kind of probes. They are one time, but they can be found on the islands where walruses have their hollow sites. We also were able to find canisters, metal canisters, and few canisters. This is Bezymyanny Island. There are no other traces. It was washed from the sea. There are no settlements on the island. There are no structures. So it came from the sea, and right now it's near quite a big haul out where usually females and juveniles lay. And another photo from a deserted station near Victoria Island. Walruses and polar bears stay there between the stations and these battles. And as I said, we could not completely use this methodology. First of all, because of the geography, it's not possible to lay a site or to form a site. That's why it's really hard to count in order to extrapolate and get the understanding of the full territory. Some sites we were not able to have because of the polar bears. We were not able to go anywhere. We were protected by our national park inspectors. Besides that, we were limited in time, and in order to fully complete this work, we would need more time. We would try to do it later because we realized that this is a very important job and we have to do it. And thanks. I would like to thank all the participants of our expedition. We did the work together, we removed the litter together, everyone participated, and of course we thank Russian Arctic. We thank the crew of Ivan Petrov and support of our partner, Rosneft company. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, Svetlana. We have 2 minutes. Maybe you can answer some question. There is a question. You show on slide number 10 a plastic label which says scan seals. It's a label for seals, so that's why the question. Is the litter during the expeditions is a litter or is some kind of study and data? The answer. We wrote to this expedition, but we did not receive an answer from our colleagues. But at any rate, we must understand that this is a plastic litter. This is, of course, is a source of data. So at any rate, this is a litter, this is garbage, even if it's from a previous expedition. Now I would like to ask you a question. Most of the garbage is around haul-out sites. Do you assess the area on the sites and outside the sites? Because if you mainly focus on the haul-out sites, then it seems that a lot of garbage is concentrated there. Answer. Yes, we focused mainly on haul-out sites, but we also studied other territories. If I have enough time, I would like to show you a slide. Can you see the presentation? No, we cannot see the presentation, but you can just answer the question. So what's the ratio between the area of the haul-out area and non-haul-out area? Currently, the methodology is not perfect fit for our territory. I cannot fully say that we are absolutely sure, but we analyzed non-haul-out sites. There was some garbage, but not a lot. We analyzed Greeley Island. They were not haul-out sites, but there was some garbage. I think next year we will have a different approach. We'll try to adapt it so that we can provide these calculations which you speak about. As I said, this was a side work. We only started and we tried to apply the methodology in general so that we could use it and, of course, to share the results with our colleagues. Okay, I understand you. Thank you. I was just interested to know if you did this or not.